don't forget, it ain't the first 48 with 60 minutes.
Come with the king, best not miss. Even the score now, we need to score now. Back on that wall, when you hear that call, you know it's going down. We play from beginning to ending, you know how we finish. Turn to the bank, gotta handle our business. We need the ball, so it's time to go get it. Play with your heart when you hit, make me feel you win. You know I'm with. You come to the bank and get out of line, we sending a blitz. Said who you with? You know I'm with. That purple and black, and when we attack, you know what it is.
You're now locked into Zone 32.
Motherfuck the Steelers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Zone 32 podcast. You got the usual suspects in tonight. My name is Jake. His name is Drew. His name is Will. His name is Trippy. His name is BT. Say what's up to the people.
We beat Satan. Fuck you, Jake.
Fuck you, Drew. You fucking
Jake, I just
mark
noticed
ass, fucking ball hair looking ass bitch.
I just noticed that Jake looks like Chris Sims.
Nah, I don't look like Chris Sims.
We is back.
Definitely.
Chris Sims is way.
Guess what?
Chris Sims is way skinnier than me.
We beat the Steelers.
I'm like fat Charlie Hunnam.
You have a similar
Hitler
look.
youth haircut.
That is fair. That is fair. I mean, hey. One day I was watching Boardwalk Empire, and I was like, I would look good like that too. So I should probably cut my hair that way. But anyway, enough of this bullshit. Let's get into it.
Boardwalk Empire, not Schindler's List.
Nah, because I haven't seen any haircuts like that in Schindler's List. That's a phenomenal movie. Like start to finish. Lovely film.
Oh, Stark. that was a different route than I expected.
Dude, just watch the film.
That was good.
It's not like it's fucking Solo or the 120 Days of Sodom, which is just awful. It's just an awful experience with no kind of good ending. At least at the end, it's like, hey, look at that. They give him a hug, and he's crying because he's going to save more people. And he laments that. There's humanization involved. There's a beauty in that in spite of all the darkness. But anyway, let's get off of that. Because finally, Ravens kicked the shit out of the fucking Steelers. They came to the bank. They got that ass whooped. And just like Johnny Ringo in Tombstone, except with the actual outcome, the Ravens were not seeking revenge. They were seeking a reckoning, and the reckoning they gave because they beat up on the Steelers 34-17. Lamar had a good day, really good day. Wasn't perfect, but it's okay. This was encouraging, though, because from what we've noticed this season, if he's not perfect, they don't win. But this was a game where we got to see, after he throws that pick to Minka Fitzpatrick, Russell Wilson throws the ball to Marlon Humphrey, and it goes in for a tutty, which effectively killed the game because they weren't coming back from that scrub-ass team. But still, finally scored more than 20 points in the game, and specifically we scored over 30. So with that being said, with the Steelers kind of offense that they have, anyone will keep up. But anyway, I'm going to shut up now. Drew, you know what to do.
That was a good day all around, like minimal complaints about really any position. Ronnie got his ass kicked a lot by Alex Highsmith, which is moderately concerning. I feel like when we play the Steelers,
we've seen that before, though.
Yeah, but I feel like since the Watt injury, when we play the Steelers, or since Watt injured him when we play the Steelers, Ronnie gets like PTSD flashbacks and sucks against the Steelers. I'd like him to get over that, but it is what it is. Falele had a decent game. I mean, Makari even had a decent game. I don't think Tyler Linderbaum gave up a pressure, so pretty solid play overall from the line. Zay had a couple drops that were annoying, but Zay also made a couple catches, so it was kind of like, that balanced itself out. Bateman stopping on that crossing route was probably like the dumbest play that we made on offense. And, if that's really it, like that's all we have to complain about offensively, then I can live with that. I would have rather Lamar thrown the ball to Ricard, who was wide open, or Flowers, who was wide open, or Bateman, keep running and actually make that catch. But again, like that's like the length of my complaints there offensively. Defensively, we hit Russell Wilson a lot. He was feeling like prime Michael Vick for a little bit there, and then got fucking crushed by Darius Washington. and he stopped trying to run the ball, so that was great. Jalen Warren gave us some problems. Roquan got burnt in coverage a few times. Brandon Stevens is still Brandon Stevens, but again, overall, just like top to bottom, good game from pretty much all facets. And Justin Tucker looked like Justin Tucker again. So, there really isn't much here that like we can complain about from for a 60-minute effort. Like there was really not any moments in that game where I was like, we're fucked. When Justin Tucker lined up for that 51-yarder, I was like, if he misses this, we're fucked. And then he made it, and I'm like, oh shit, like we might actually have this one.
So Marlon Humphrey looked really bad in the first half, but ended up being arguably, he made the play of the game for sure. And he had a really.
Can I make a Marlon point before you continue? So Trippy got in Marlon's face or got in Marlon's ear, I guess would be the best way to put it, after the Raiders game, correct? So when we were 0-2,
that is correct.
And he was leaving the game, Trippy said, hey, Marlon, stop with the fucking podcast bullshit and lock in. A lot of people online got upset about that, including, Jack Settleman, his podcast partner, family members of Marlon's, and, a bunch of weird-ass fans got really mad about that. But since that point, Marlon has put up a Defensive Player of the Year caliber performance and an All-Pro caliber performance. So maybe credit to Trippy for that. I don't know. Just, if you look at before Trippy yelled at him and after, Marlon's been a completely different guy. And like Will said, completely sealed the game with that pick six. I love the taunting too, for the record. I don't give a fuck if he gets fined or not for that. Any Steelers,
he may have been telling the
worth
truth.
Every penny.
Hey, Drew, he said that wasn't a taunting though. He said he was trying to give it the job over the score.
And there is an angle that looks like he is really trying to do that.
Regardless, like people were like, if George Pickens did that, Ravens fans would be, crying and looking for him to get banned from the league. Russell Wilson has never hit George Pickens while he was that wide open for a walk-in touchdown. So, like, it's a bad comparison. I mean, he just gift wrapped that ball to fucking Marlon because he was afraid to get killed by a jobbo. And Marlon walked it in. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I think we were talking about this last week. It's the Steelers. You want to I want him to hit them late. I want him to get in their face. I want him to get in their fucking head. And if you got to taunt him when you're fucking walking in a pick six, then do it. Good for Marlon. Like, that's the.
I told Ro what you said too, Drew.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's going to come fucking fight me over it? Maybe
said,
liven up a little bit.
I said, bro, let me whisper a bug in your. He said, what's up, Trip? I said, man, Raven fans was trying to say you was soft because you left the game and shit, man. Go out there and dominate the day, man. And you saw what he did yesterday.
He didn't dominate, but he wasn't a pussy like usual, so it was an upgrade.
He's still is shaky when he has to drop and cover the middle of the field.
So that drive where Darius Washington forced the fumble, Roquan Smith had a shot at Russell Wilson in the open field, and he kind of slipped a little bit and went low and just like gently took Russell Wilson down. And I was about to tweet like, this is the time that you got to fucking kill the quarterback when he's out of the pocket like that. And then, like, 2 plays later, Darius Washington just fucking lit him up on the goal.
Smacked the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I was sitting right there. I said, oh, my God. At first, I ain't going to lie, bro. I thought he was ready to score. I said, oh, my God. Then I just see my man, AD just smacked. And I'm like, oh, that's a fumble. Then I knew it was a fumble because they can't say his knee was down or his arms down because the ball was out and his knees was up, his legs was up in the air.
He got fucking flipped over. So it was nothing was touching the ground there when that ball came out. So
yeah, that wasn't close. Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like we're doing
the shit
good.
That I want though. I want us to fucking hit the quarterback. I want us
punish
to
people when they give you the opportunity.
And if you get a penalty for it, so fucking be it.
Right.
Yeah. And
those are penalties I'm fine with.
Only two penalties on Saturday was phenomenal too.
They were the 2 penalties came. It felt like they came early and close together, and I was frustrated.
They were on the same drive. I believe they were back-to-back plays, and if they weren't, there was like a loss of yardage in between them. But again, so they did something stupid. They broke the rules, but then rather than letting it compound on itself, they fixed the fucking problem and didn't do it again. Rather than letting Bateman pulling up short on a route and turning the ball over, kind of like fuck up their whole momentum, they went out there and turned the ball over themselves. They had 2 fumbles on, basically their first 2 possessions. Desmond King fumbled the punt, and Lamar had fumbled the ball, on the first offensive drive. They didn't fucking turn the ball over. They didn't keep fumbling the ball. Like, they stopped the problems and move forward, which is kind of what we've always asked out of this team. So, again, like, it was I had a conversation with, I think it was Dylan, who is a very opinionated Ravens fan, who said, like, this was the make or break game of the season, and, like, you'll know how the rest of the season is going to go with this game. I didn't agree with him, but, like, if you have that mindset and that approach, and you watch Saturday's game, like, there's really nothing that you can be worried about anymore.
Right.
We're
when the
grasping at
Ravens
straws
don't
here.
beat themselves, then basically the other team has to be perfect.
When they don't beat themselves, they can beat everybody.
Right. Well, like, you think about this. The last time we played them, the only reason we lost is that was the Justice Hill, like, freak fake interception, right?
Yep. The one
Yeah.
that Peyton Wilson ripped out of his hands.
Yeah,
Which
that
should have been a
happened.
fumble.
Should have been a fumble, but whatever. So that was a freak play, and then Justin
Bateman's
Tucker
son.
missed.
That was the Bateman son game too, I think. Or no, that was the Browns.
That was the Browns. That's why I confused those 2 games, because it was like ridiculous, stupid shit happened. But then
didn't miss a kick, and then
right, and Justin Tucker missed 2.
Yep.
So, people were focused on what Zay said last week, where he was like, "We got to make our kicks. We got to," and, like, everything he said was true, and they did everything that he said. So,
yeah,
and they did exactly what I said they should do on the show last week: is score and force an early turnover, and you will win by 2 scores. That is how you beat the Steelers. If you make them turn the ball over early and you make them chase you, they are going to make mistakes chasing. That's just how it is.
Especially when they didn't have.
They're not a good team. They're not good. They're a mediocre team that has overperformed. They are now minus 11 versus teams over 500. All of their point differential, positive point differential, has come against bad teams. They're just not a good team. They have a leader who is able to will them to a winning record every year.
Yeah, if I knew I just had to make a Godfather baptism scene, meme for the game, I would have done that fucking years ago to get rid of, Tomlin's blood magic and his Satan connection there. But
so yeah, during the game, my observations early, after those 2 penalties, I tweeted, "Stop breaking the rules," and they did not have another penalty for the rest of the game. And then at halftime, I tweeted that Marlon was bad in the first half, needed to do some soul searching and get his shit together, and he was awesome in the second half. So I'm taking full credit for the victory. Anyone have any opposition to that? I fixed everything.
Yeah, you can't have nice things. I have many oppositions to that.
Yep.
I reject your opposition.
I reject your. I renounced Satan before the game, so I'm renouncing Satan again tonight. You're not allowed to have nice things.
So yeah, I mean, the Bateman thing is like, I'm gonna give him a pass on it. It was stupid.
It's not even. I'm gonna give him a pass. It was stupid. It happened, but we didn't let it affect us. We didn't let us bring us down. We still won.
And I think part of that, where I was going with that is, I think part of that is Bateman. Obviously his teammates like him. Like, there's no like, we're not going to sit here and pretend like we know that, like, Bateman is a hated person. I think his teammates like him just fine. But the guy, for a long time, until probably halfway through this season, I don't know that his teammates trusted him all that much, because he really has never consistently been able to go out and contribute. But he's doing exactly what we wanted. He's way over expectation, and now he's earned that grace where when he makes a stupid mistake like that, where he didn't quit on a route. He tried to do something like, that he shouldn't have done. I kind of understand why he did it too, like the logic behind it. But just do what you're good at. Run the fucking route. You're good at running routes. You're good at separating when you run your route. Stop trying to be Mark Andrews. That's not who you are.
He's not a freestyle guy. He's not.
Exactly. He's got to stick with the program.
So yeah, you can't give him that kind of freedom, because he doesn't know what to do with it.
So he's had enough moments this year where he has picked the team up, made big plays. And I think now you see some stupid shit like that happen, and the team's like, we gotta get that one back for him because he's picked us up before. So
yeah, and that's exactly what they did. So
yep.
I'll usually if he had made that play, I would have been tweeting out, fucking nail polish gifts and tweeting all kinds of wild shit about, banning from Balenciaga and stuff like that. And right after that play happened, I was like, oh, that was fucking stupid. Like, let's, get back on the horse and not have this happen again. So just to show, how far
BT's getting roasted in the comments.
By who?
I just saw that too.
I can't read it, so somebody's got to read it all out.
Why does BT look like a wild boar is making love to his face? That's some cold ass shit.
What's
great.
the name? Who
It's got to be one of
Peters.
BT's personal friends, I guess.
Actually, no, I have no idea who that is.
Oh man, he just hates you.
Neither do I.
Is it a
Matt Miller, you're right.
Matt
Miller
shared
is right.
Show to like 8 different groups.
Yeah, I tweet it once and then I carry on with my day. Yeah, I don't know. I like to give the game typically.
And here's one for Jake.
You goddamn right I do.
Looks
all
like
day, son.
After
all
a
day.
water cup and put Sprite in it.
Damn right, brother.
I can read the name on that one. I would assume that that's a relation to Jake, but who knows?
Yes. I was the best man at his wedding.
So not your father. I was going to say it's either your brother or your father, but
too young to be my father.
Fair.
Yeah.
That you know of, at least.
That is a good comment. It is a good comment from him.
Yep. Now my father was in Indianapolis. He went to the fucking he was tailgate for that Colts Titans game.
Yeah, so how about do we get into fucking Josh Allen shit? I feel like Lamar.
I think we should because I mean we're not. It's not typical that we're doing the show on a Sunday when there's a lot of NFL stuff.
What a fucking loser Josh Allen is. You got the fucking retard contingent of Bill's Twitter, which is the majority of them. All night last night. Derrick Henry carried the team, and this is why Lamar's not the MVP. He needs Derrick Henry to bail him out, and he's just stat padding touchdown passes and all kinds of dumb shit. And then you get, against the 3-11 Patriots, Josh Allen just lays a fucking egg. Gets carried by James
spite of him.
He's very, very lucky that they even won that game.
Yeah.
If Drake May didn't suck, I say he sucks. The reality is he's a rookie and he's gonna do dumb rookie shit. And if he didn't have, a dumb rookie move of like fumbling the ball into the end zone, Patriots might win that game. As wild as that is. So I don't particularly care about the MVP award to the extent that like I'd much rather win the Super Bowl. And the MVP award is not something that what are we left?
This other one.
Yep. You see the other one.
Thinks I go to the strip club for dinner and eats alone.
I don't know who this guy is, but I like him.
Exactly. Keep roasted, homie. Keep roasted. I don't even know who you are.
Paul Peters.
Paul Peters.
I'm about to go find this dude.
That's got to be a fake name.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'd like to take credit for it, but I don't know what platform he's commenting on or
Facebook.
Yeah, I don't have a Facebook following. I'm I'm not Facebook people. That would be like Grant. Maybe that's Grant's burner.
Could be.
It could be his burner.
Too busy. Although I figure he'd be trying to roast you and Will from a burner thing.
He knows better than that. He knows that.
There you go.
Well.
Yep.
Yeah. The last thing he wants is both of us going at him at the same time.
Yeah, that's just he tends to like to split the difference there and pick one person. It's a smart move by him. It's a survival tactic on his end. So, but yeah, Bills fans are just fucking retarded. Like I don't know what other word to use to describe them at this point. They're just so fucking dumb.
The fact that they're this obsessed with the fucking MVP, like you just said, I don't think at this point any like rational, normal human Ravens fan really cares about the MVP. we didn't anyway. Now I think we kind of do. We want Lamar or literally anyone else to win it besides Josh Allen, just so that these fucking assholes will they'll have to fucking cry again for a whole year. But like, why do they care about the fucking MVP? They have their team is really good. Focus on
if you want to give
who gives
Josh
a fuck about the
Allen,
MVP.
If you want to give Josh Allen the here, tell your fans to fuck off and leave us alone, MVP award, but like we can have a normal dialogue and point out that clearly Lamar Jackson has had a better season than Josh Allen, then I'm fine with Josh Allen winning the MVP. The reality is that the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL right now are Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen. That is the correct order to put them in. Right now, Lamar Jackson is playing better than Patrick Mahomes, but overall, Patrick Mahomes has the championships and has the individual trophies, and nobody.
Right now, I don't know that he is actually, but this season as a whole, he is. Right now, he's not.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Is that like right this second, just like this year, if you were, Lamar Jackson's having the best season out of any quarterback. Overall, Patrick Mahomes is the more accomplished quarterback individually and from a championship standpoint.
All right, I'm just going to go down the line real quick, okay? So Patrick Mahomes, 66.9% completion percentage. Josh Allen, 64.4. Point for Mahomes. 3,608 yards passing. Josh Allen, 3,395. Point for Mahomes. He is at, 23 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Josh Allen's at 25 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. So 2 points for him there. And quarterback rating, Patrick Mahomes 91.2, Josh Allen 103.5. So, like I said, over the course of the whole season, Josh Allen it rates out better. I think though, if you look at Patrick Mahomes for like the last 8 weeks or something like that, I forget what the exact time frame was. I saw a tweet about it earlier. He has like 16 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He started out the season pretty bad. So
yeah, he did, and so he's come on strong because I don't think the Chiefs care about the regular season.
Nor should they. Nor should they. They know they're going to get in. They are the Patriots that we watched for fucking 20 years. The same team. They have a very shitty division. They're going to get in every time, and they have a really good quarterback and a really good coach.
You don't really know what they are until January hits, and I'm never going to count them out. But if somebody punched them in the mouth first round, I wouldn't be shocked. But if they just run through everybody and go to the Super Bowl again, I also wouldn't be shocked.
Like I said, they're just like the Patriots that we watched, and they have a target on their back. Every team, obviously, I think the Ravens and the Chiefs have the most authentic rivalry. Real, even though the Chiefs have dominated it.
As I say, that's why I don't like calling it a rivalry.
That's why I kind of hesitated, but the Chiefs and Ravens, I think, get up for each other more than any other two teams that are in the division. I get up for
the Chiefs because I want to beat, as the most championship experienced member of this podcast, just all my teams have won in my lifetime. You guys really can't relate to that. So it is what it is. When
you do realize the Sacramento Kings are not my first NBA team. Michael Jordan, the GOAT.
That doesn't
count.
Like
7 the last time he won a championship subject.
No, I was 8. Because I know that because you were 7.
We're the same age, retard.
Bitch, I'm older than you by 4 months.
Yeah. Okay. So again, we're the same fucking age, jackass.
Right. Now go fucking wait line at the movies, young whippersnapper.
But no matter what, when Michael Jordan won a championship, you both would be the same age. Because it happens in June.
No,
yeah, I didn't turn that next age till July, so that's the.
It was after.
Drew, I'm mixing up your birth date with another birth date that makes sense to mix it up with, but I'm not going to say it on the show.
Fair. Oh yeah, I know who you're mixing. Well, you got a couple options to mix it up with, but yeah, neither.
Right, but you know who I'm talking about.
I know one of several people you could be talking about, and you would be in the right ballpark anyway. So
right. I think I even know the date.
Yeah. Anyway, what I was saying before Jake decided to be fucking Nazi youth and be like, "Oh, I watched Michael Jordan. I was a big fan of him when I was 8. Congratulations, asshole."
That's
Everybody
not
else
that's not Nazi youth, you rat bastard.
Republicans need shoes too. So you're like, "Oh, Nazis need shoes too." I love.
Please,
I love
Hitler's
fucking
favorite
Michael
team would have
Jordan.
been the '86 Boston Celtics with Larry Bird and Kevin McHale. Get the fuck out of here.
I wasn't alive for that, so I can't. I can't. Be
That's
one to
fine,
make
but
that shit. But regardless,
that's fine. But your prime teams.
as the most championship experienced individual here, I watch UConn just fucking run through everybody and win national championships. They won every game by like 20 points. I watch Michigan fucking run through people, win a national championship. Like sometimes it's more fun to beat the good teams. Like the 04 Red Sox beating the Yankees was fucking awesome. And so like I want to beat the Chiefs. That's why I get up for that game. Is that like I want to beat the Chiefs when everything's on the fucking line so that we can be like, hey, we beat the fucking Chiefs and won a Super Bowl. I hold it over everybody's head in New England here. Joe Flacco beat Tom Brady twice. Like only Eli Manning could do that in the playoffs. So I don't know. It's always fun to beat the good teams, I guess.
Well, and the Chiefs, I think, see the Ravens as the biggest threat. Most Chiefs fans that I respect that I talk to all will say that Lamar is the second best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, and that's fair, but I also don't think that Chiefs fans take the Bengals or the Bills lightly.
No, I don't think they take them lightly, but I think that they see the Ravens as the best team on a consistent basis. Like the Ravens have given the Ravens don't go and get their ass kicked by the Chiefs.
No.
Typically, it's going to be a close game.
It's a game.
Last postseason, didn't Chris Jones say that they had to get that the Ravens were the best team in the league?
Yes, he did. He said that right after they beat the Niners.
I think that his statement was more that was their hardest opponent. I don't know if he said that they were the best team in the league, but he's also, again, not the brightest bulb in the pack. So, some of his words could be left open to interpretation. But,
But it was the same concept, though.
Yeah, it was the same concept of, like, they wanted, they beat the Ravens, and that was their toughest test. And, so, when we beat, in 2012, when we beat, beating the Colts, fine. Like, that's got some history at home. They had Andrew Luck, so they were not a bad team by any stretch of the imagination. And then you go beat Peyton Manning in Denver, and then you beat Tom Brady at Gillette. And then you kind of beat the new, like, hot shot on the block, Colin Kaepernick and Greg Roman, and this, magical option offense that nobody had really seen in a while, and the pros worked. Like, that's a fun championship to look back and remember. Like, in the moment, it was stressful, but you look back on it, you're like, hey, that was cool. Rather than beating every team by 30 points, I guess is my
and by the way, I think what Chris Jones said, or at least someone on the Chiefs said this, that they felt like the Ravens game was the Super Bowl. Like beating that team was, if you beat the Ravens, you're winning the Super Bowl.
I think that's actually exactly what he said, was that the winner of the AFC Championship game is going to be the Super Bowl winner.
Right.
So, that we're talking about Super Bowls, and then we're discussing Josh Allen, so it's like a weird jump to make because Josh Allen, Bills don't win Super Bowls. Josh Allen won't win a Super Bowl. Yeah, Bills fans are slowly becoming more like Bengals fans. I feel like the more successful they've been in like recent history, the dumber the people that latch onto that team are, and they get kind of annoying to deal with. Nice fucking throw, Baker. Jesus Christ.
That was a really bad throw. Yeah. He's lucky it didn't get picked off. It looked like a fucking punt.
I'm about to say, what did he do? Interception?
No,
he just threw a terrible deep ball, and if he threw the fade to the arm side there, that's a touchdown. There's only
I don't know who number 10 is, but
it was an easy touchdown if he just faded the opposite way.
That was nowhere fucking near him.
No. I think the only reason it didn't get picked off because it was such a bad throw that the Cowboys player was more focused on defending the player than looking for the ball.
We made fun of James Prochet for like weeks for that interception that he threw, where he like stepped up in the pocket with all this fucking confidence,
tapped the ball,
and just threw an awful pass. Like, that's what Baker Mayfield does every time he throws the ball, is that if you just look at him, it's like, oh, this guy's got somebody open. He's going to make a fucking phenomenal throw. And then sometimes he lets go and you're like, what the fuck is this guy doing here?
Oh, speaking of which, we were talking about dumb Bills fans, that fucking idiot TJ guy who lives in Spain or whatever. He had a tweet yesterday, I think, or I don't know, it was recently, and he said that it's an objective fact that Baker Mayfield was a better number 1 overall pick than Cam Newton. MVP.
What the fuck?
Cam Newton, who took his team to the Super Bowl. That guy. Like, what are you talking about? The only reason Cam Newton didn't have a longer career is just because his shoulder got fried.
Because he runs like
talent-wise,
like
it's not
Josh
even
Allen
close.
Idiot.
Yeah, literally.
I like Baker Mayfield. I think higher
Me too.
of him than a lot of people. He is
I
nowhere
think
near.
I think he's good, but yeah,
he's just
Cam
not
Newton.
anywhere near Cam Newton's vicinity there.
They shouldn't be in the same conversation, especially when you're talking about where they were picked.
When you were talking about
Baker Mayfield's on his 4th team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
honestly,
like it's not his fault the Browns didn't work out. They're the Browns, so I'm not going to blame him for that. And I don't really count the Rams stint as like him, bouncing around to a team.
Well, I'm just saying he got cut mid-season, while still on his rookie contract, picked up by another team, then ends up on another team, and then ends up in Tampa Bay. So he looks like, I think he'll have a long career. He looks good, but to say that he's a better number 1 overall pick than Cam Newton is so stupid.
Yeah, fucking wild statement on his part. But also we need to mention there are things that are bigger than football. A Bills fan did witness a horrific injury in the stands, so they're going to leave Twitter. I don't really know what the two have to do with each other, but I just wanted to mention some things are bigger than sports. So, if you are listening to this on this Sunday night, just remember football's not always the most important thing going on.
Hold on. I just noticed something.
What?
This guy. I'm pretty sure it's a Josh Allen dick rider, but I'm pretty sure this is the person who DM'd me, and I tweeted the screenshot of it. Hold on.
MVP 17. Yeah, man, MVP 17 did a whole lot against the fucking tanking Patriots here.
Yeah, it's that person. They 2 days ago, they DM me, said, so why didn't Dak win it last year? I said, he got 0 first-place votes, and Lamar got 49 out of 50. Hope this helps.
I also fucking hate people who, just fucking respond to me on the timeline. I don't know you. Why are you DMing me?
Right. And then when I said that, they didn't even reply. They've never replied to the DM, and they haven't. I don't think they've replied to the tweet either. So I don't know, but they're watching the live stream. Thank you very much.
Just fucking seems like this individual doesn't really grasp how to respond to things in a constructive manner or the correct manner.
Buffalo fans, so
how many fucking tables have you jumped through, pal?
Presumably from Buffalo, so you can't expect too much.
Brain damaged moron. Not shocking.
I love whenever someone says that, a Ravens fan, and then they'll send a screenshot of Baltimore City schools literacy rate, as if any of us go to fucking school in Baltimore City. Trippy did, but he reads at a high level. I know this. He reads a lot of tweets every single day.
I mean, also literacy rates and understanding that Lamar won the MVP because 49 out of the 50 voters voted for him for first place. There's not really a correlation there. So people in Baltimore allegedly can't read at a high level, according to this little stat that you send.
Well, that's interesting. I'm going to point out because Baltimore's city motto is the city that reads.
Nerds. Fucking nerds.
I think it may be overcompensating.
Probably. But my larger point here is that, okay, but maybe they can do math better than you, clearly, because they understand that 49 out of 50 first-place votes means that Lamar's the MVP. And you're the one denying that. So you sound like Grant after the 2020 election, basically.
It was such a confusing DM, too, because it was clearly a Josh Allen fan. And then they're asking why Dak didn't win it. I'm like, you could have just said Josh Allen. He's the only other guy who got a first place vote, and he's the guy that they want to say, look, his stats were so much better. Why are we talking about Dak? I get that Dak came in second, like on the point system, but the only other guy to get a first place vote last year was Josh Allen.
I had people DM me after I copy and pasted that Bill's retard tweet. Be like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Fuck off!" Like, I'm fine. Please respect my privacy at this point. I would love to know what the horrible injury in the stands was too. Just some drunk retard fall down the stairs or what? Or was it the injury to Josh Allen's MVP candidacy that she witnessed? That was the issue.
That is the working theory.
Sounds like the latter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, if you're going to try, I assume that individual has a ton of very dumb tweets out there about Lamar Jackson and was getting buried, quote tweeted to death on those. And so was trying to be like, oh, well, I went through this traumatic thing today, like, leave me alone. But
I know, I'm pretty sure that girl does not do the Lamar stuff.
No, so just.
No, I'm almost certain.
Well, then that's
she gets a lot of hate. She gets a lot of hate because she's like a girl and has a lot of followers. You know how that goes. We are the number one respectful to women podcast in Baltimore.
I mean, personally, if I were advising her on how to deal with the hate, I think the better way to do it is that you make a Patreon, you put all of your tweets behind a paywall, and then you come up with like an arbitrary grading system, and really get people on your side, really get people to understand where you're coming from.
I want to just say that I hope that none of our listeners get AIDS from listening to you talk. You obviously are suffering from some serious affliction.
Me?
Yeah, you. Doesn't he sound sick, Jake?
I didn't quite catch it. I just assumed you were talking about Tom because that's the only person I can imagine contracting AIDS after speaking.
You sound like you have like COVID or something.
I have a fucking dry mouth. Leave me alone.
I don't know, man. I'm telling you, I'm hearing a little something in your voice.
What do I look like, fucking Magic Johnson to you now or something? What
the fuck are we doing? Deadly disease. I didn't,
Drew has AIDS. Yeah, that's fucking. You have fucking dwarfism. Let's talk about that.
To be fair, Magic Johnson does not have AIDS yet. It's HIV still. Never involved the AIDS.
I don't think
he's got the HIV.
Ever had HIV. I think that was all clever ruse to raise.
Well, we'll never know because they canceled whatever that show was on HBO.
Yeah,
that's right.
The blood test show. Does Magic Johnson actually have HIV?
Right.
I get accused of a lot of
everyone liked that show except people from Boston.
I've never been accused of having AIDS before. That was a pretty fucking wild statement by Will.
Yeah. Well, it was just AIDS is just a catch-all for if you're sick.
I mean, AIDS is a pretty specific illness.
But that's what we say if someone's sick.
Yeah, but like I'm not. I'm now like self-conscious about my voice. Like, what the fuck did I do here?
I'm wondering if it's it's like your microphone.
Or you just made it up in your head.
No, I've been hearing it all show.
Fucking fake hate crime here against AIDS people. Lumping me in with them.
Oh, yeah, you're suddenly an advocate for the AIDS community?
I also have my heater on downstairs, which I usually don't while we're recording because it's like 11 degrees out. So that could also be part of the problem. It's blowing hot.
It's cold as fuck here, so I'm sure it's brutal there.
It's dry. Yeah, it snowed on fucking Friday, which is fine. It like stuck to the ground, but then people don't know how to drive. It's real fucking annoying.
By the way, there's a fucking operating Ferris wheel at the Inner Harbor on the water. I drove past it today, and there was motherfuckers riding that thing. So it was 30 degrees out, and you're right on the harbor, so the fucking wind is whipping off that shit. So it must have felt like 15 fucking degrees up there.
How deep is the Inner Harbor, like right off the edge there?
I have no idea, but it's got to be pretty deep because they have large ships that come right up to it.
So could we get Brian to jump off the top of the Ferris wheel in the Inner Harbor? Is where my brain was going.
We can't get him to jump off the fucking edge, let alone a tall object.
Yep.
Right, but like I don't know. Maybe if we just push him off the Ferris wheel, like
maybe we trick him into taking a ride on the Ferris wheel and then ambush him.
Brian, they're giving out free bottles of red wine if you jump off the Ferris wheel.
I think it's more likely you lure him to the Inner Harbor like that, and then you have someone come out of nowhere and drop kick him into the harbor.
There's a treasure chest.
I mean, at this point,
off the
You
constellation
gotta lure
of
him
red
with
wine.
the wine.
it's almost been like 3 years at this point, so I feel like we got to go bigger than just jumping in the Inner Harbor. I think
You know what it is?
Flip off the Ferris wheel would do it.
No, we got to get him to ride the Ferris wheel and then tip the Ferris wheel over into the harbor.
Smart.
Yeah. Is that easy to accomplish? I don't know. Like, I don't know. How
I mean, we
Ferris
would
wheels
need heavy
work.
machinery for sure.
I mean, could we just like drive a car into it? Would it flip it or no?
Like catching like terrorist plots live on YouTube.
I mean, our pal Lamar Translator is a very horrific driver and crashes into a lot of things. I feel
True.
like we could just, you know,
We could just wait for him to
Yeah, we could just
make
be
a
like-
wrong turn.
we could just be like,
Jet
oh hey, Will and I
fuel
are in the
does
Inner Harbor.
not
Come
melt
drive up to it.
steel.
I'm sorry, I missed. I think you were making a Jake joke there, and I didn't want to step on it. Say it
Yeah,
again.
no, I was making a Jake joke.
I totally
Something
missed your joke.
Said something doesn't melt steel. That's all I caught. So
Jet fuel.
Jet fuel does not. It does not melt. It doesn't melt steel beams, Drew. Terror sword did 9/11.
Jake is just going to be pacing around waiting for Trump to take office because he allegedly is going to declassify all his 9/11 stuff.
Yep, the 9/11
And
shit. Yep.
If he declassifies something that says, you know, jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams, but there was, I don't know, some accelerant present or something like that, Jake is just going to fucking tweet about it for like 6 months straight. Be like, I fucking told all you, just, you know.
Jake hasn't tweeted in
All of a sudden, I actually start to tweet things. It's like, all right, it's time, buddy. Like, what the fuck? Jake's tweeting? What is this?
He's gonna go back and clip every time that he said jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams and just post a compilation of it.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly right.
We're
Keep it on loop. Just keep it on loop with every single one.
We're off the
All right,
rails
so-
because we dangled a little carrot of conspiracy in front of the moderator, and he completely abandoned his duties.
Completely. Hey, that's what you get. Sometimes I'm Ernie Johnson. Sometimes I'm Charles Barkley. Jesus' birthday
is coming up. Keep the Christ in Christmas, but you know, Jesus' birthday is coming up. I can't even say that.
Please. This is the pagan holiday, the winter solstice, Yuletide, with your fucking dead Christmas
By the
trees
way,
and gift giving and all
earlier
this.
today-
Anyways,
Earlier
we got
today-
a game in
Fucking pagans.
3
I
days.
asked someone who works at an institution where there's a community of people and a percentage of them have those bumper stickers, the Keep Christ in Christmas bumper stickers, and he confirmed for me that those are the people who cause trouble, who are weird as fuck. Like, it's basically like a scarlet letter. If you have that on your car, you're a problem.
You also physically can't take Christ out of Christmas. Like, it's the first 5 letters.
Yeah, right. It's hard unless someone just doesn't know, like the origin story of Christmas. The word's right there. It's pretty fucking obvious.
Like, I mean, it is Jesus' birthday, and I feel like.
Well, it's ceremonial. Like, in real life, apparently he was born on like March 23rd or something like that.
That was like August. That was like August 23rd or 5th or some shit.
It's whatever they did
somewhere
the
in the
census,
warmer
so,
months.
Yeah. But also, like, he was in, the sand part of the country, so it's warm all the time there. So who the fuck knows when it actually happened? It's out in the middle of the fucking desert. Like, it's 140 degrees every day. So,
7 and 9. I heard the desert's like
regardless,
100 one way or 100 the other way.
we are going to honor Jesus by kicking the living fuck out of the Texans.
That's right, we are, because on Christmas Day, the Ravens are the second Netflix game because they go to Houston to NRG Stadium to play the Houston Texans, who have been beat the fuck up with Diggs on IR and Tank Dell now out for the year with the knee injury from Saturday and all this shit. Azeez Al-Shaair is still on suspension, so they're going into the game pretty beat up, and CJ Stroud is kind of going through a sophomore slump. Not bad, but not great either. I have no idea.
I don't want to get into it because it's too close to problematic lettering. So
there you go.
We're gonna let that one sit. Trippy, if you want to dive into what NRG stands for and you want to break that down, feel free. I'm not touching that one.
Shit, I don't know. That's why I asked y'all what it stands for. I guess
Yeah,
I'm gonna just
I
have to
mean,
Google it.
maybe if you tweet at Lindsay OK and ask her what NRG stands for, maybe she'll have some.
I'm blocked.
Yeah, we're all blocked, I'm sure, but
Yeah, all of us.
she
Even
likes-
me, and I
I'm the
don't
only
fucking
one.
tweet.
Right,
She
I don't
likes
even.
three-letter.
I don't even know who the fuck she is, and she got me blocked. That's crazy.
Well,
but
she
It's your
probably
association. Hey,
blocked. She
NRG
probably
is
blocked
just
you for-
is just like because it's when you say it, it sounds like energy. So it was just a clever way to represent
so
energy.
like
Oh.
BGE. So that's like what? That's like
No,
an energy
BGE is
service?
Baltimore Gas and Electric. NRG is
Right,
just, but so the letters don't stand for anything.
That's a
Man,
fucking
shit, it got
wild
what?
move.
It gotta stand for
That
something.
that
It doesn't.
McNair
I'm doing the research. It doesn't stand for anything.
No, see, you're falling right into their trap because it's the McNair family. They're definitely going with what I was thinking. So, yeah, we're gonna leave it alone. Fucking assholes. And they have Beyonce performing at halftime too, which we'll get into. But
Fuck Beyonce.
yeah, fucking pedophile fuck. But I didn't say that.
Bitch.
Yeah, fucking your husband is like raping underage
So like,
girls.
is they
and
gonna
you're
show?
involved with
Is
him.
they gonna show her performing on Netflix too? Or like,
Yeah.
That's when I'm gonna
they
go
will.
get dinner. So that's when I'm gonna go, upstairs and make my dinner and come back downstairs. I want no part of watching her perform. Satanic fuck. Her and her husband.
I
Diddy
feel sorry
party
for the
attending
Texans right
fucks.
now.
Yeah, I've never lost to CJ Stroud in my life, and I don't plan to have that start again on Christmas. So he killed Tank Dell over the weekend, so there's one more target for him gone. Nico Collins, a Michigan legend, is a solid player, but I feel like between Marlon and Nate Wiggins, he's not going to be able to do much. Dalton Schultz.
What about Brandon Stevens?
Yeah, just
keep him on Schultz.
Just keep Brandon Stevens the fuck away from Nico Collins, and we'll be fine. Joe Mixon's a prolific woman beater, so I feel like we should just beat the fuck out of him like he beats the fuck out of blonde girls in a bar in Oklahoma.
That's exactly right.
When he tries to get through the line. Michael Pierce looked fucking great on Saturday. I'm glad to see him back. Travis Jones is just Travis Jones.
Fucking man child.
He doesn't put up the flashy numbers, but he is just causes disruption every play, especially in the run game. David Ajabo.
He just consumes resources,
Right. He consumes resources, but unlike Brandon Williams, he actually breaks through those resources sometimes.
Brandon Williams occupied space.
Yeah,
Travis Jones takes up space, but also you have to account for him. So he is like at least one man on that offensive line is occupied with Travis Jones.
Yeah, he's actively being come fucking stop me, motherfuckers. Whereas Brandon Williams is hey, I'm a fat guy that can do a handstand. You should come block me. Different kind of guys who are wearing 98 up the middle. Again, 2 weeks in a row, David Ajabo made some highlight reel plays that nobody wants to tweet me about. That Marlon Humphrey, pick six was because David Ajabo was about to murder Russell Wilson. So I'd love to see him hit CJ Stroud a couple times. He likes sacking CJ Stroud. Maybe he'll wake up that Michigan
Ohio State quarterback. So hey,
yeah, he knows how to hit him. Adafe always pissing me off. He's back to almost Owe, which I don't really like. I would much rather watch him, complete the play. So maybe this is a good guy to just fucking beat the fuck out of. Their line is not great. Their defense is solid, and I feel like that's kind of more of my focus this game is how does our offense do against their defense? Will Anderson and Stingley in particular. Stingley is
Daniil Hunter too. He's having a good year.
He's having an okay year. He's not much different than
he's
who'd they have
he and Grenard. He and Grenard both have about the same amount of sacks. I think they both have
that's
11.
what I'm saying is that. But so Grenard was good last year with them. So I don't see much of a difference between Daniil Hunter and Grenard in terms of what they're going to do to us. The last time we played the Texans in the playoffs, it was kind of a slow, rocky start. And
Hunter is a half a sack off the NFL lead behind Trey Hendrickson.
Right. Oh, don't get me wrong though. Let's be honest. I ain't gonna lie to you. The Texans definitely going to bring that pass rush. So our offensive line
Yeah, no, they got a
definitely
good
going to get a
defensive
test.
line.
Yeah.
Right. So are we going to get all pro Ronnie, or are we going to get Ronnie from last week?
Man, I
You
think it's
That's the
know,
all pro
question.
Ronnie. That's
And
what
we're going to need him
we
against
we
Will
need all
Anderson
pro
pro.
Ronnie.
because that's his matchup.
We need
Was
all
it?
pro Ronnie. If we get not quite all pro Ronnie, but better than last week Ronnie, we'll be fine. You know, Rosengarten's legit.
He's really good.
And you know, a lot of excuses being made for TJ Watt about how he was hurt and whatever. Look, he chose to fucking play. You strap up and you go on the fucking field, you're gonna get judged the same way that I'm gonna judge anybody because you were healthy enough to play. And Roger Rosengarten had him in a fucking, you know, in a cell the entire game. I forgot that he was on their team. I don't think he had one tackle according to the box score, and I'm sure it
Yep.
was a run to the right that he like fell on Derrick Henry when, you know, Derrick Henry ran a line of scrimmage. So I'm thrilled that he is starting. Falele had a couple, you know, questionable plays. You kind of have to expect them with him. And Makari was the same thing of, you know, a couple guys just beat him off the line. If we can limit that and give Lamar time in the pocket, I don't see any reason why we don't just boat race the fucking Texans
Yeah.
on Netflix.
Yeah, and I think that Stroud, like Jake mentioned, he's slumping a little bit. He had 2 really bad picks this week on Saturday, but we beat him twice, and the second time we really beat the shit out of them. So it could become one of those things where C.J. Stroud is like Lamar to Mahomes. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Lamar hasn't had that. Really ever had a real signature performance against the Chiefs. So like I guess the one game we won where he did the flip into the end zone, but I don't remember his stat line that day.
I actually I'm looking at a picture of the flip on my wall right now as we speak. I was going to turn the camera on and be like, no signature moments will, but
yeah. So, but I think that C.J. Stroud is going to be chasing Lamar Jackson for, you know, like that's going to be a guy that because C.J. Stroud, like coming out last year, I personally saw C.J. Stroud potentially as being like a top 5 quarterback in the league. And then this year he's come back down to earth a little bit. So I'm not going to make that same, you know, statement. I like him to bounce back, but I think this is going to be one of those years where it's not going to get better for him this year. He's going to limp into the off season. You know, like they're going to make the playoffs. They're probably going to get their ass kicked in the first round, and hopefully by us.
He is the exact.
No,
hopefully not.
Hopefully by someone else. Hopefully we get a home game. I'd rather play the Broncos more than anybody else.
If you are Jaden Daniels or you are Bo Nix or you are Drake May or any rookie quarterback that's had some level of success this year, you look at how C.J. Stroud approached the offseason and you do the complete opposite.
Yeah.
You know, he was all press appearances and hanging out with Amber Rose and going on podcasts and, you know, just trying to live the I'm a top 5 quarterback life without putting the work in. And you can see he didn't really make that step in year 2. His problem's always going to be that he's not that mobile. You know, he is more of a traditional pocket guy. And I feel like those guys will struggle in the new NFL with how athletic edge guys are getting.
He is capable of being mobile, though. That's the thing. He's like Baker Mayfield. I just watched Baker Mayfield get run for a first down. And
or like Burrow when they're making off-script plays. He projects similarly.
C.J. Stroud is not. There's no game-changing ability in his legs, but he is mobile. He's not a statue.
He can make off-script plays.
He can run. He just doesn't ever choose to. I think is really the thing.
But he may learn that you have to lean on that sometimes. Like Mahomes does it a lot.
Yeah. Mahomes is very much. I'm going to pass. All right, there's nothing I'm going to run. And I don't think C.J. Stroud has developed that feel yet.
And Mahomes didn't do that as much early in his career.
This motherfucker just fumbled, bro. He's sorry as shit.
Yeah, that's his second fumble of the game, and I think he's hurt. Looks like he just got slammed by a cop while he was running away from him at Oklahoma. But
yeah, he was down.
That's the thing with the game. Just Don't let that defensive line wreak havoc. If you can avoid Stingley, do it. But I wouldn't necessarily go away from him. Like
I
if you
don't
got
think
Zay on
Stingley.
Stingley,
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think Stingley matches up well with Zay.
yeah,
So if it's Zay on him, like get the ball out quick, and I think Zay gives him problems after the catch. And if
yeah,
it's Bateman on him,
don't throw that.
Bateman has been a 50-50 guy this year. He has come
Kind of.
down with a lot of those 50-50 deep balls, and maybe catch
I
a
think
couple
that
over
just
Stingley.
if Stingley's on Bateman, then Bateman's playing decoy all day.
Yeah, I would agree.
Run him all over the place because Stingley's going to have to be perfect because of Bateman's route running. So in order to avoid, what everyone loves to fucking talk about with Bateman, in order to avoid all the separation, Stingley's going to have to be fucking dialed in on Bateman. So hopefully he is matched up with Bateman. And then, Bateman will probably flash open a couple times and maybe he gets one or two. I'm not going to put him on my ticket this week. I know that.
No, absolutely not.
And the real question for me
I think
is,
Tyler Wilder's gonna have a big game this week. Watch.
yeah. So
Good.
is Nelly back, and is Justice
Oh
Hill
yeah, he
back?
should be back.
I don't
Nelly
think
Justice
should
Justice
be
Hill,
Hill
no
will be
back.
back.
I
chance.
don't.
That's a real tight
think-
time frame to
yeah.
pass concussion test.
Look,
Look,
Justice Hill
again,
not gonna play this week, but I know Keaton Mitchell gonna play because John
Oh,
Harbaugh
guaranteed.
today said he ready to go.
This could be
You need
and
bodies.
Justice Hill. This is not a knock on Justice Hill because he's played really well this year. And like I had him on all my parlays yesterday. I thought he was going to have a pretty big impact on that game, but
he would have if he stayed healthy. But shit happens.
right. But him being out could be a blessing for Keaton Mitchell to get some real work because he needs it.
Yeah.
No,
I
that's
wouldn't say he
definitely
needed
fair.
it, but
Well, he needs it because he hasn't played football in a year. That's all. Like we're going into the
Yeah.
playoffs. I don't want his first real live touches to be a fucking playoff game. I want him to get some touches this week, get some touches against Cleveland, and then we're going into the postseason with a really fresh, hungry
I ain't
playmaker.
gonna lie, the other rookie don't look too bad either though.
No, he does look good. He's a much different runner though, man. He reminds me of who does he remind me of?
Darren Sproles, somebody, James White.
No, his running style reminds me of
What, Kid of Dixon?
Yeah. Dixon, yes. I was trying to narrow it down between Dixon and who else?
Buck Allen.
Buck Allen, yeah. Buck
Yeah,
Allen.
Buck
But
Allen.
no, Dixon. He runs angry.
I
He's
forgot
fucking
all about
stomps
Buck
when he runs.
Allen.
He's got more juice than both of those dudes too.
Hold on, what they
Yeah,
used to call
Dixon-
him though? It was Buck Allen, but they called him something else though.
Latavius Allen, I
No,
think.
No,
Javorius.
it was Javorius.
Oh, Javorius,
Allen.
yeah,
Javorius.
Yeah,
Javorius, yeah.
Jabor, that's his real name, but they called him
Yeah.
Buck. Okay.
Yeah.
USC
But
running
no,
back.
but Ali has looked good when he's gotten touches. So,
Yeah, he ain't look too bad.
I do wonder, so Keaton Mitchell's going to play. I wonder if Keaton Mitchell's still going to be the third running back, and Ali takes those touches.
Well,
I would like to see
No,
Keaton Mitchell get a decent workload, though.
Right, I think you go into the
No,
week
they might
with,
switch it.
I think you go into the week with the idea that Keaton Mitchell's going to touch the ball 5, 6, 7 times, whatever it is. And if he looks good on those 5, 6, or 7, maybe you give him 10 or 12. And if he doesn't, then Ali's right there still. So,
And especially depending on how the game goes, you want to get some rest for Henry.
I'd like to let Henry find the end zone too.
For sure.
It's been a few weeks, so
Everybody knows because everybody bets it every week.
yeah, I've stopped betting it. I don't know if you've noticed that because
Yeah.
I don't trust him to find the end zone anymore.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
going with yardage anymore than
they
anything else.
seem to be moving away from him in the red zone, and I think
What,
that's
Derrick Henry?
for preserve. Yeah, I think they're trying to preserve him for the playoffs.
Yeah.
There, obviously, you get the shit kicked out of you when the defense is packed into a small area, and I think they're just trying to avoid the hits on him at this point.
I think the same thing because but we only got 2 more games, so we might see a nice little dose of them in the first half, depending on how the game go. You feel me? And then just rest them up against the Browns. By then shit, because I feel like
We gotta win out.
Yeah, we
gotta
gotta
win out.
in the North.
Yep.
So
So there's no
Steelers
there's
got to
no
lose
real
one more
alternative
game,
to it.
but
Yep. Which,
I
jeez.
mean, I feel like we should be good though. I just hope. I just want to see that. I want to see that Derrick Henry because I mean, it was a couple of runs where though you could tell like when playoffs come, yeah, we open them
Oh
holes up
yeah,
for him.
there was a
Shit
couple
gonna get
runs.
crazy.
He's still the same Derrick Henry. He's still the same Derrick Henry we saw for the first 10 weeks. That's still there. They have just limited him to keep him fresh, and that's what Sunday showed me is that
Bro, I want to see a package with Big Cleveland or something, man. God damn.
he played 2 snaps. He was
Yeah, he
in a
did.
couple
When they
snaps.
had 7 offensive linemen out there, so he used the extra with him and Josh Jones. They're both tight ends.
Yeah. So
Oh shit. Okay.
yeah, he's getting on the field a little bit. It's not enough for my liking, but he's
No.
Terrorist
You
Johnny
think
is
you
maybe letting
you think
him off the leash.
you think Ted's Walker, right? Although he only had what? I mean, he played a couple snaps last week against the Giants. You think like if we start getting them on the field more, you don't think that'll open up more like running space too? Because that's gonna be like a lot of
Yeah, 'cause he's
speed on there. You
fast.
got
He played a couple
because you got.
snaps on yesterday.
Oh,
I
he
remember him
did.
being out there for a couple. Yeah, they just
I
didn't
ain't
throw
gonna
the
lie,
ball his
bro.
way.
I was so lit, bro. Ah, shit.
All right, hey,
Good.
listen to this. Derrick Henry, because he was obviously on the Titans until this year, so he played the Texans every year. He has in 14 games, he has 253 carries for 1,431 yards. So we're talking about over 100 yards per game, 12 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's had like 200-yard games
Yeah,
against that team.
he always fucked the
Yeah, he
Texans up when
fucks
he
up the
played.
Texans.
Yeah, so that's you can say it doesn't mean anything. When you're comfortable playing against another team, I don't know, man. Like that.
How
Anybody
did
who's
he
ever
do
played
against them
sports
last
before,
year?
so anybody who's ever played sports before,
It's
you see
Christmas. I
one
like
particular
Lamar for the
team and you do
5-piece
well
special.
against them. You do well against them every time you see them, for
Well,
whatever
and then
reason.
there's also the mental aspect of that other team is also like, oh fuck, here's this guy again.
Right.
This guy
Yeah.
fucking owns us, and they all play scared. So the only downside to that is that this is there's been a lot of roster turnover for the Texans, so it's not quite the same team that he used to kick the fuck out of. But I don't know. I like the odds of him having a good game. I don't think that you're going to see 30 carries from him unless it's necessary, though. And I don't think it ends up being necessary. So we're kind of at the point of the year where it's, win games and kind of maintain health. So I'm hoping that, we're smart enough that if we're up big, we're not going to be getting Derrick Henry killed. And we're not going to be getting Lamar killed. And we're not going to be, chasing something stupid like an MVP award when we don't actually need
I
it.
want the 5-piece special on Christmas. Rest the starters in the fourth quarter. That's how I feel. And then
I'd
gonna have
also
a.
love, 6 on Christmas just because why not?
When is our last game though? Is it on New Year's? Hold up. Shit, not New Year's.
No, our
Day.
last game is January 4th.
5th.
It's
Fourth.
4th or 5th.
It's 4th. Oh, yeah, they haven't
It's 4th
decided
or
yet.
5th. That hasn't been
Yeah, they ain't
announced.
signed yet. So the
Yeah.
4th is the Saturday and the 5th is the. All right, gosh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So look, we're gonna have a main ass rush too. So you see what I'm saying? So even if we don't get that number, well, I know we ain't getting the number 1 seed, but you get what I'm saying though.
No
Like
way.
we'll still be kind of rolling because that'd be like another little bye where though we can put some more installments in the offense. I gotta see what I gotta tweet, yo. So Todd Martin can read my tweets, man. Shit.
Right.
I dial some
From
shit
here
up.
on, it's all
You see
all go.
Zach? You see Zach turned it around, and I never forget when I say, hey Zach, what you gotta tell the Ravens fly? He said, man, tell them we just working. We still working. You feel me? And I see they was putting in work. That motherfucking Kyle Hamilton and my man AD in that backfield together,
Mm-hmm.
bro, that was the best
Yeah,
thing I ever did.
Nobody will ever give Harbaugh and Orr the credit they deserve for telling Marcus Williams to fuck off and go away.
I was
It's
thanking
gotta
Marcus
be.
Williams yesterday. I said, thank you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, bro. You fucking sucked enough that we put a Darius out there.
Fucking trash.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be a tough, for a rookie defensive coordinator to be like, you got this. What is Marcus Williams? Probably the 3rd or 4th highest paid safety at this point. He was the highest paid safety.
He makes $18 million a year.
Yeah,
something like that.
He was the highest paid safety when he signed his contract. and you got the balls to tell that guy to go fucking take a seat for the undrafted free agent, and it's worked out marvelously. So, nobody will ever give Harbaugh the credit on that. Nobody will ever give
that
Orr the credit
boy,
on that, but it was the right move.
that boy AD, he just do everything that Marcus Williams couldn't do. See, AD play like a Raven. See,
Yeah.
Marcus
The only
Williams,
thing, the only
he
problem,
don't play
the
like
only
no Raven.
the only problem with, so I love him when he's in the game, he makes an impact, but
Yeah.
he's
His
injured.
size.
He has an injury issue, and it might have something to do with the size, but he has an injury issue too.
Yeah, but see, that
So
was in the past though. He been playing
no,
good.
I
He
agree.
ain't missed no games.
He's
So
got
No,
honey
I
badger
agree,
vibes.
but my
He's
thing
got the
is,
honey badger vibes to him. That
yeah,
means,
honey badger. I
yes,
like that.
he's
yeah,
a smaller guy.
yeah.
He's gonna fucking give it his all, but sometimes there's just gonna be bigger guys that he can't get up over the top
Yeah,
on a
the
6'5" tight end, and
the
he might get hurt.
the hesitation though is like, obviously we see what happens when we have Kyle Hamilton and AD in the back, but if you then make that your plan A moving forward and the injury bug comes back for him, then you're fucked. Whereas,
Well, that's why they haven't told Marcus Williams to fuck off like they did to Deontay Johnson. Is my guess.
But what I'm saying is, like, next year and beyond with AD, maybe you have him still in kind of an undefined role. Like, he's a good safety. He's a good, dime backer as well. So, like,
well, I think at that point you have Braid, you have Kane. You could probably draft a safety in the 3rd or 4th round, and then you got enough depth behind Darius Washington that you're not fully relying on him, while you're also telling him, like, look, as long as you're healthy, this is your job.
you have to be really confident that you have another AD.
That's really the thing with him, is you have to have the depth behind him.
Right.
And that's not a bad thing, but, like, I feel the same way about Zay too, is that Zay is a smaller guy and therefore, just more susceptible to getting hurt. So, like, wide receiver depth should be, something we emphasize in the offseason.
Yeah, but the difference is that Zay is going to get Zay is a bona fide, like, star wide receiver.
Yeah.
So like, he doesn't have a history of getting hurt. So
no, he doesn't. But every time he gets hit hard, I'm like, here's this little guy getting fucking hit by somebody 100 pounds heavier than him. Like, that might not end too well sometimes.
No, I agree. Just with you take it a step further with AD, and he is small and also has the injury history. So, like, it's hard to make that we're set at safety. Even though when he's in the game, having Kyle back there is fucking great. I love it.
You should give him
Flowers is
a fucking
the
blank
best
check.
wide receiver. He the best wide receiver. I mean, he did remind me of Hollywood when he first came in. But see, the difference between Zay is, Zay want that contact, and Zay
plays
Zay
strong.
ain't scared of contact. See, Hollywood, that motherfucker catch the ball and try to hurry up and try to escape and try, get out of bounds and shit. But man, I'm happy we got Zay Flowers. Like, we really, like, to be honest with you, we got some, like, cornerstone players for real.
No, we do.
I feel like
we got Roger and Linderbaum on the line. Like, what the fuck was that throw, Baker Mayfield? Holy fuck!
You're definitely behind me.
I don't care. I have money on Mike Evans, stupidly score a touchdown, and he just fucking threw the ball 10 yards behind him for no reason.
Wow.
Hey, you guys, something I noticed, by the way, when I was looking at the numbers earlier, so I went to defense. This is surprising to me. You go across the board in, like, major statistical categories for the defense. Roquan Smith, 136 tackles. He's only 8 tackles back of the lead. There's 2 guys in second place with 142, and then 1 guy with 144. So
my argument for tackles here is that I would rather Roquan Smith be breaking up passes rather than having guys catch them and then bring them down. So
I agree. I'm just saying. So we're just gonna go through, like, major categories. So he's fourth. He's fourth in total tackles.
Total tackles. Got it.
We have the 7th. So the guy in first, Trey Hendrickson, has 12.5 sacks. Kyle Van Noy has 10.5 sacks. So
Yes, he does.
Technically
Career
comes
high.
in 7th, but really it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the 5th most. And then Oweh's got 8. So he's not that far behind. He's in 16th. So then you go to interceptions. Number 1 in the league.
Marlon?
Two guys with
McKinney.
Two guys with 7.
Yeah, McKinney and Kirby Joseph.
Yeah, and then Marlon Humphrey right there.
Yep.
Now you want to see passes defended. Let's see. I didn't do that one. 5th, Marlon Humphrey, 13. So like you go across the board on defense, and we have guys who are performing at the top of the league. But the problem obviously has been like the guys who are now healthy scratches every week, who were fucking us every single week with their bullshit.
I just thought about it, right? Like, I don't know how y'all feel. Like, I'm definitely happy about this win yesterday, but in a way, I'm still mad, right? Because if you look at it, like, bro, if we would have fucking the Browns game, then the Steelers game, like, bro, we would have clinched the division yesterday. Like, that would have been
Raiders
our
game
division.
too.
Yep.
Right. You feel me? But I'm just talking about the divisional games. You feel me? Like that Browns and Steelers game, yo, that shit fucking kicked the. Now we gotta try to win out. But I mean, we still in a good position. I want that 3rd seed.
Yeah, just give me the playoffs.
That's the most realistic.
Just give me the playoffs. I don't care what seed we are, to be honest. I don't care.
I mean, me either. But I'm just saying, I want the 3rd seed because I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love a home playoff game. Cool.
I mean, that's why I said. That's why I said that. I want a home playoff game, and then we can go on the road.
Reality is I want this team to just be it. We're in the playoffs, so I
just lock in.
Yeah, just lock the fuck in and kick the fuck out of everybody.
Well, I mean, there are two common things with both the Super Bowl teams. They both each played one home playoff game, and they went on the road twice and beat up the higher seeds. So I mean.
Underdog mentality,
So it might be nice to go ahead and get the 3 seed and continue that trend and beat the Broncos, because both those Super Bowl teams just happened to beat the Denver Broncos.
Beat the shit out of them.
And we need to get redemption on Bo Nix.
I ain't gonna lie though, whoever that last seed is though, I'm hoping they can do some magic with though. We can somehow we the 3rd seed, we might can host the you know what I mean? AFC Championship game. You know what I mean? But hey, it's just a dream. But I you know my goal, Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really
all that matters.
I care about. The Super Bowl. That's it for me.
Yeah.
We'll be ready to
get there and win
it. And shit.
Yeah, let's do jersey picks and scores. And well,
Jake, I want you to go first and give your logic for the jersey pick so I can make my decision.
Sure thing. 2016, we played on Christmas Day, and we wore the alt whites. Last year, on Christmas Day, we wore the alt whites. This year, we're probably going to wear the alt whites. So, give me the alt whites. Ravens victory, 34-13.
BG.
So I'm here. I was gonna say the same thing that Jake was saying. I was thinking about it earlier. They wore alt whites, prime time, Christmas Day, and
against the Niners.
Against the Niners, so they're probably gonna do it again. So I'm gonna go all white.
Dreaming of a white Christmas.
Yeah, and I'm going to guess 27-10.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go white purple. I fucking hate the all white uniforms.
Fuck you.
I'd like to see white purple.
Yeah, and I feel like we're gonna change it up. We're gonna go white purple. And I got 41-14 is the final score.
This motherfucker. You know what, Drew? I think that might just be a Leo thing, right? Because I was sitting over here thinking, like,
we got the Spider-Man pointing meme going on here.
You know what I mean? I was saying to myself, like, I think we gonna go white, but I gotta go with the white tops, the light purple pants.
The light purple. You gotta go light purple.
The light purple
Oh,
pants.
light purple.
You know what I
Light
mean?
purple.
And then my score prediction: Ravens 42, Texans 18.
All right.
6 field goals.
Yep.
How do they get to 18?
6 field goals.
All right. All right.
And a Lamar 5-piece special.
All right. Okay. I like it.
All right.
Uniform guru will.
White.
Ew. Gross. Fuck you.
I was
Good.
hoping. I was
hope
hoping
right.
and thinking that maybe the Texans would wear all white, like choose to wear all white.
They
And
probably
then we
gonna
get
wear
some
like
purple.
red. They probably gonna wear like red or something, bro.
They are.
'Cause it's Christmas.
They're gonna wear red. I bet that because they have like a battle red. They have like a whole battle red, all red uniform. I think they're gonna wear that. So yeah, white. I just think it makes sense. And then score. I'm gonna go 48-21. I think we put up a lot of points.
Oh, I like that.
That's interesting.
So you just added 7 to both scores from mine. That's fair.
Well, I've been thinking 48 all week. 48 just in my head is like that makes sense.
I'm saying you and I agree on the the point differential here, and it's
Yeah,
just you have a scoring more.
I would have liked to go lower on the points, but I think like it's more like a 48-14 or 13 type of deal, and then they get a garbage touchdown at the end.
So everybody that's listening to this,
Let 'em
right?
get on.
That's a Zone 32 early podcast. I mean, I said podcast. An early leg to your parlay. Just take the Ravens team total. It's gonna probably be like 29.5 or 28.5, something like that.
Yeah, they'll easily go over 30.
Yeah,
easy.
They'll be over 30 by halftime, hopefully. Don't ruin Christmas, Ravens. That's my plea to you.
Yep. Well, last year they did. It was a very, very good Christmas. So there's that. Let's just hope.
I mean, every time I think about Christmas, though, I just think about that damn Steelers game that one year.
Don't bring that juju in here. Don't bring that negativity in here.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Bad
Like,
juju.
and that shit. And I'm saying that shit ruined Christmas. So that's why I'm saying I feel how Drew.
I still remember where I was when that happened. I was in North Carolina, sitting upstairs by myself at a family member's house watching that game and just screaming at the television. Yeah, it was not fun. Kyle Juszczyk scored that touchdown to go ahead, and I was like, yes, the fucking
we got it.
Did it.
We got it.
We got this. And then that fucking CT bitch, Antonio Brown, with the reach.
Yep. Yeah, as soon as he scored, I was like, "Fuck, that's too soon."
That shit was so long. Zach Orr was still playing linebacker.
He was. The next game, he had to retire. The next day, or like shortly after, he had to retire because of the fucking vertebrae.
Yeah, first reported by Dundalk trash expert Tyler Sperry, allegedly.
Allegedly. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this week. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever the fuck you celebrate. Happy Winter Solstice, you fucking pagans. We will be back to discuss this, that, and the other. But meanwhile, it's time for me to die.
There we go.